Right now we're joined by Mr. James Swagger of Capricorn Radio. How you doing, my friend?
Sorry for keeping you on the back burner there. I can't turn and say no to you. I have to join the show, Angel. Who am I to say no to you, brother? Great.
Well,
where are you today?
I'm in Ireland.
He's in Ireland, bro.
Yeah, I finished.
Know he's in Ireland, but are you home or are you like off at the pub? Having a pint or two for us.
Well, not at this time. I would be if it's not open. It's 3 a.m. here.
Well, I'm sorry. Where we live in Florida, the pubs don't close till 4 or 6, depending on where you are.
Really? Wow.
Really?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I know you invited
we're
us
alcoholics
over, but
here,
maybe
man.
you should be coming out over to us now.
I think he'll have more fun here. I think better weather.
Yeah. Should we ask how cold it is over there?
Oh, jeez.
Do you want? Don't start with this Fahrenheit business now. Every time I talk to the American guys.
It's okay. I've got the calculator. You can tell me.
It's close to freezing, so it would be 32 Fahrenheit.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but it's probably lower than that now because we got a lot of snow again today. So I'm at the north.
Makes it better.
I'm at latitude 55 here, so it's pretty cold at the moment. Like I say, I'm in the middle of nowhere. No pubs, no civilization, nothing. I got nice scenery though. I got a nice view.
Yeah. I know. I remember the photo, and I do want to take a trip out to you when it's warmer.
No,
that would be never then, because doesn't.
Actually, I want to get out there, and I want to do some ghost hunting by Leap Castle.
That I'm down for.
Would you believe? I was talking to somebody about Leap Castle. I even looked it up not too long ago. Do you know Barry Fitzgerald?
The name sounds familiar. I'm trying to figure out where I know him the name from. How would I know the name?
He probably does Ghost Hunters or in Ghost Hunters International.
Oh yeah. He works with Rob Demirest. Yeah. I know.
It was that's where I heard of Leap Castle through him. So, what is it about Leap Castle then? It's got a history to it.
Oh, it's got more than a history to it. They've got photo, video, and audio of some strange stuff there. Like I always say, we might not be able to define what a ghost is, but we can record the anomaly in the environment with the technology we got today.
Oh, wowzer.
Exactly.
What do you think of all this, Angel? You're a realist. You're a Capricorn. You don't like any of this, do you?
Oh, I love it. I love fiction. What do you mean? I love fiction. It's great.
You're such a realist.
Speaking of realist, we're going to have Bill and Nancy Birnes on pretty soon because they were going to join us. James, though, I love the fact that you called in, even though you said you were going to be taking a nap because you've been on radio for how many hours now?
God, I've been up since 8 this morning.
Well, you haven't been doing radio since 8 this morning. Let's not exaggerate.
Oh no, I have been producing and doing stuff all day. And yesterday I did a 24-hour day.
Oh my goodness! Who could speak for 24 hours straight? I can't.
Well, it's not that easy. I actually do. I mean, I don't just do a show. I read a book. I mean, I had such a busy day. I did 2 shows yesterday. I had William Henry from Ancient Aliens, and I had Gerald Clark to talk about the Anunnaki. And Gerald Clark's book was an 11-hour audio book, which I listened to the whole thing in between. Preparing for William Henry's book as well on the Watchers. So I read 2 books yesterday and did 2 shows, believe it or not. It sounds a lot, doesn't it?
I did it. Well, we did a show last night for an hour.
Sorry, guys. One at a time. What was that?
Yeah, go ahead.
How much caffeine is swarming through your body?
I'm actually, and would you believe I ran out of caffeine yesterday? I did have a lot of tea though, but I haven't even had time to go get extra.
Are you spiking your tea? Because Jesus, you have a lot of stamina, dude.
Stamina is, funny you say that.
Radio
that's
for
a cancer thing. I'm a Cancer star sign, as you know. I'm an astrologer as well, but cancers do have stamina. They just have a target, and they're driven by success. If you want to look at it in a practical sense, cancers are driven by success, and they will out-achieve somebody else. Capricorns, they'll outwork somebody in a diligence way. But the cancers were very extreme. They want to succeed in what their target is, whatever it is they want to do, and they will do that. And everything else is irrelevant. The stamina is irrelevant. What you have to do that is irrelevant. It's just noise in the background. It's like the achievement. So they're driven by success. So my success is to achieve 2 shows. I've took on a big project this year, guys. I'm doing 15 shows a month. I'm already after doing 18 and I have 5 to go. I'm over my target only because of the bookings.
Would this count in this craziness of a thing you're doing? Would this show count kind of? Because it's kind of like doing a show. This is kind of like a show, right? Right,
Well,
guys?
no, this is a friendly chat, Angel. This is a
That's
friendly
what this is. That's what we do here on Skywatchers Radio. We have friendly chats.
I wouldn't calculate myself being on other shows. I don't even calculate. And that's not in calculating my TV interviews that I did either.
That's true. That's true. No,
Oh,
but
really?
see, this
What are
shows
we
the
gonna
kind of
see?
swag
No,
we have. He's doing this for us and not even counting it.
Yeah,
This man, it's
and
amazing.
we do appreciate
the amount
it.
of-
We really do appreciate
No,
it.
it's amazing the amount of shows that he does. I mean, seriously. Whew.
And it's your full-time thing at this point in your
Yeah.
life, isn't it?
Well, it is, and the thing is, last year I did 100 shows. The year before that, I did 100 shows, and I set myself a genre. I said I want to be a show where I read books and review them. I'm not doing the show for the public, because if I do that, I'm at the mercy of the public. Okay, and it is for the public. In the end of the day, it became that, but that wasn't why I started. I wanted to do a show because I want to read a book. I want to review it, and I want to know about it, and that's me. That's who I am. I started that off. I'm an author as well, and I want to review other people's work, and I like that. I do it anyway. I want to read these books anyway. So, that's the precedent I set for myself, or what the premise of what I wanted to do, and I've continued with that. The only thing is now it is for the public too, and I read about a few more things that the public want to know about, and I do other shows that I wouldn't normally do, but that's fine. I mean, last year and the year before was 100 shows each year. I mean, this year the target is 15 shows a month, so it's going to be something like 180 shows for me this year. But yeah. Ambitious,
That's crazy. He's a dedicated dude. Let me tell you about, who else is very dedicated? The lady who just joined us here on the call, Miss Nancy Birnes herself, was getting her headset ready there. How you doing, Nancy?
Yeah, and I'm an Aquarius. So what is that?
Oh, there you go.
I do
Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn. Alan, what are you?
I'm an Aries.
Ooh.
And Bill's a Scorpio.
Let's get Bill on the line. I'm going to call him.
So what does an Aquarius person, any ambition there?
Aquarians are again totally different. I mean, wow, you're going out with a water sign as well. I'm in an air sign, water sign relationship too. So my father's Aquarius, but Nancy, so I know Aquarians well. But Aquarians are very, very logical. They are the bearers of humanity as well. That's what I call them, the water sign. They bear the waters of humanity. But very, very logical. Different way of going into business.
Are you still working in acoustics?
Sure, my book is hopefully out this month. I've been waiting on Amazon to get their act together with a self-publishing deal. So, that's coming out this month. And
good luck with that. Amazon is a tough one, man. Let me tell you.
Well, thanks to you, Angel, I have sold my 4th item
Nice.
and I haven't put any effort in it except just listing them quickly.
That's all it takes. Just put them up there, and people will find them.
I'm gonna start doing this whole thing with telling people about it, and then if you're a good person, you get to be and you stay there, you get to be a collectible person. I can't do collectibles until after 3 months. I think you have to kind of earn it. So
I've earned that myself on there, but
Can I sell my soul on Amazon?
Actually, you can.
If you could package it.
Yeah, you can.
If you could package it, you could sell it. That's the whole. Look at Kardashian, Kim
It needs
Kardashian.
to be bubble wrapped. You have to bubble wrap it.
She's bubble wrapped her own self.
No, that's just extra. That's extra padding. That's not bubble wrap. That's just
bubble
extremely.
But it's lovely
extremely
padding.
extra padding.
Lovely padding, though. It is. Now, we're going to get Bill on the line, by the way, because we're going to have a full house now here on the first hour of the show. And in the second hour, when we say goodbye to everybody here, except for the other guy, he's kind of stuck. We're going to have...
I'm here, the other guy. Yeah, well, yeah. Bill seems to have referred to me as the other guy. So
that's it. You're the other guy. That's it.
That's what Angel's
on the website. I'm changing it. I'm changing it on the website too. The other guy.
I'm going to be really upset if you do, man.
That's happening, dude. You better get used to it. It's happening.
I'm
gonna print T-shirts that says the Jackal Angel Espino is live on the Dark Matter Radio Network with a co-host, the other guy.
Right, and if you were to have fans, have you guys come up with a good name for your fan base?
Well, see, we've been kicking that around, actually, Nancy. It's funny you bring that up.
I think fans of the a-hole.
Well, that's a good one. I like that, actually.
For 12-year-olds only.
A-hole nuts. I don't know.
12-year-old boys. I suggested Sky Balls because I think balls are so important right now with Deflategate and stuff. You say balls?
Yeah, no, I agree.
What about Swaggerites?
He has the Swaggerites. Now, I was thinking about Sky Nuts.
Sky Nuts is nice. What was this?
Pyramids in the Sky.
Yeah.
Sounds like Terminator.
Skynuts, yeah.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
Skynet,
it's
Skynuts,
good for you.
you know?
I like that, yeah. That's a good
See what
way
I'm
to
saying?
go.
And I could do my Arnold. I'd be like, look here, Maria. We are the Skynuts.
Get
Angel,
down.
real fast for myself and all the other fans, what is the name of the spin-off to Doctor Who that is the Lady Doctor?
Oh, the Sarah Jane Adventures.
Thank you.
Yeah, she passed on actually.
Yes,
last
very sad. Very
Great.
sad. Yeah.
Sarah, it's called the Sarah Jane Chronicles.
Yes.
Nice.
It was a really, really great show. It was geared for BBC. It aired on BBC Children, which is why it's not normally available on BBC America, but you could download
But
it.
she's got that covered. Don't worry about that. Don't be saying that kind of stuff on here there, Mr. Other Guy. What's he talking about?
Angel's a collector. Has a great storehouse of CDs, DVDs. That's why he's selling them on Amazon in the basement, the Jackal's basement, right?
Angel is an expert on the TV and the movie material for sure.
Right. So yeah, he's got them. He can go to his wall and pull down a CD and burn it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do that, Nancy. No, I don't burn. Unless it's like a movie I really hate, but then I wouldn't own a movie I really hate. Except, I was tricked into owning a movie I really hate. I was tricked into it. It did happen once.
Oh, by the way,
it did happen once.
I heard you going off on our show about the new Ghostbusters you're unhappy about, and I didn't do 1 and 1 equals 2 and figure out why. And it's because it's all women. You don't like that?
No.
I
like women.
I love women. They love chicks. No, it's not even who they chose. It's the fact that they're not continuing the storyline from the first 2 movies. See, my thing was continue the storyline, have these same characters from the old one passing the torch, and you can have a couple girls in there.
There's
I don't
no
care.
storyline. There's no real storyline.
That's what is killing it. It's a reboot, and they're just rebooting with women, and these are like the female versions. But this is stupid. It's like they're the female versions of those characters. Right. They even have the token black girl in there because you got to have the token in there, right? But it's the same thing. It's stupid.
If it was Star Trek, Star Trek passed the torch rather well.
Yeah, but see, Star Trek did it differently. It's a sci-fi and a different kind of genre type of sci-fi where time travel is involved. It's a little different.
You guys are so crazy. Ghostbusters never had any pretensions of epic. Star Wars, Star Trek. They all had higher goals. Ghostbusters has the Stay Puft Marshmallow Boy as the monster. That's supposed to be a joke. It's like Back to the Future. These are lighthearted interpretations, and more people, you catch more bees with honey. These are sweet, lighthearted.
You know what's crazy,
though? It was the 80s.
Now they're saying that Bill Murray wants to play some kind of like evil bad guy in this thing, and he wants to
let's say
come on,
this.
Really, Bill? Really? And not Burns, but Bill Murray, really?
Wait.
If one of the girls played Sigourney Weaver's daughter from the...
No, it's a son. It's a son, not a daughter.
Son.
That was actually the premise that I hoped they would go with.
Nerds.
That they would go with Oscar, and I even know the kid's name Oscar is the baby's name from Ghostbusters too. Yeah, they would have gone with him as an adult. I even said, look, Luke Wilson would be a great Oscar, would be a great addition to the Ghostbusters. Have him, Melissa McCarthy, whoever you want to throw in there. That would be a nice cast. But they just are completely screwing the pooch on this one. I'm sorry. I just, as a fanboy,
what
I cannot
about
get
last
behind
night
this.
on your show last night? I wanted to.
I was in tears because I just saw the news and I was like, because look, I've met Ernie Hudson. I know him. I've interviewed him, and we've talked about this, and I know how passionate he is about getting the movie done with him in it and the whole cast in it, and having that one last final
work.
Well, besides that other guy, there is a love for this.
Alan always speaks for that part of the audience. I'm telling you.
I know. That's why he's the other guy, and I'm the main guy.
Like last night when he said
to
Bob, Bob Morningstar, hello?
Yeah.
It's when remember last night when you said to Bob Morningstar, why would I take those letters out of his theory of the actor in Manchurian Candidate?
Oh yeah, to Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah. But listen,
I'm sorry, it's a leap of faith.
But why those?
I understand that other guy, but take the leap. You suspend your disbelief. I mean,
it's a great question. The question was something
why just those letters? Come on.
What combination of thoughts would a person have to choose those letters to come? But I did come up with an idea. What if Lawrence Harvey's nickname is Lee?
Lawrence Lee Harvey?
No, instead of Lawrence, they call him
okay,
Lee.
like Lee Harvey.
Lots of people call. Yeah. What if
Well, but see, isn't
I
the
don't
name
know
Lee
anybody
Harvey?
named
Hold
Lawrence
on.
called Lee. I know
Yeah, but-
a whole bunch of Lawrences
Hold on.
called Larry,
Hold
but
on.
I don't know anybody called
Yeah,
Lee.
yeah.
Let me ask you a question because
Okay,
we'll
when
ask
you
Bill
guys-
also. But let me ask a question though, Nancy, real quick. Isn't the name Lee Harvey actually semi-common in that area? I mean, in that time period, wasn't the Lee Harvey?
No. You're thinking of Joe Bob Thornton and Billy Bob and
Billy
yeah.
Bob definitely was common.
No, when you get Bill on, ask him what Lawrence Harvey's nickname was. Maybe it was Lee. I have heard that as a nickname for Lawrence. I really have. I'm not making that up.
By the way, we're going to
Make
call
that
Bill
up.
on right now because he's been waiting in the wings. Let's get him on the
So
line
waiting
here.
in the wings, because otherwise he'll fall asleep.
Yeah, he will. He'll do that. I've heard.
I hear the phone ringing.
Yeah, we're going to have a phone ringing. Why not? This is a special occasion here on Skywatchers Radio.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
Mr. Birnes, welcome to Skywatchers Radio. How you doing, sir?
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here.
Excellent.
It is an
It's
honor
great
to have
talking
you.
Okay,
As
let's ask Bill the question. You know that
Okay.
in the Manchurian Candidate, the sniper was played by Lawrence Harvey.
Lawrence
Harvey was the sniper, right?
And
right.
last night, Bob Morningstar on the Skywatchers, the last show at the crack of
The
dawn.
finale on Tuesday night, yes.
Right. He said that Lawrence Harvey and Lee Harvey Oswald, their names are sort of similar. And I was wondering, have you ever heard of Lee being a nickname for Lawrence?
Yes,
See that?
I've heard that. I mean,
Okay, but hold on. Morningstar was
That's the
saying
other guy.
that the powers that be were preparing us with that movie
Yeah.
for Lee Harvey Oswald.
But he said there's lots of other things in that movie that prepare.
Well,
no,
you know,
guys. It was
first of all, the first assassination movie like that was a movie all the way back in the 1950s, starring Frank Sinatra and Sterling Hayden and Nancy Gates, one of my favorites, called Suddenly. Sterling Hayden.
He talked about Suddenly.
Yeah,
Yes,
it was
he
a
did.
very important movie because
Yep.
it was the first movie. James Gleason played the Secret Service agent. It was the first movie that actually showed an assassination attempt on a president of the United States.
Wow. Yeah, he talked about Suddenly. Yeah.
Interesting.
But listen, guys, have you heard the theory that Back to the Future has a bunch of hints about 911?
Well, yeah, we talked about that with Bob yesterday,
Morningstar,
Robert
yeah.
Morningstar. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't seen the video, but I do have the link.
He didn't say what they were.
No, actually, there's. I saw like briefly, like the very beginning of the video, and there's one scene. That I guess is the main towns in Back to the Future where they have the clock tower and all that stuff.
Right.
Like the way it's set up, it's supposed to like mimic where the shot was taken to President Kennedy.
Well, as the other guy said, hindsight is 20/20.
Yeah,
Well,
that's the
I
other guy.
agree.
Thanks. You know, everybody, I have a name. You know,
Yeah, it's the other guy. We love it. It's great.
I'm really
it's so fitting.
I'm really not thrilled about being called the other guy on a constant basis.
See, I got T-shirts ready, my friend. The
Yeah.
other guy rocks
Right.
on.
And I'm
On
learning how to
Skywatchers
make.
Radio.
I'm learning how to make little stuffed animals, and I can make a little stuffed animal effigy of yourself, the other guy. I might do
Oh,
that.
good, and I'll stick pins in it.
Oh, thanks, Bill. I really needed that. You know,
Alan
I'll have my-
actually, Alan reminds me of a showbiz character, sort of like Mickey Rooney. He's just always in there plugging. You know, like the time you
You
fell
know-
asleep. He fell
Yeah.
asleep on the air.
He did.
fell asleep on the air.
He was
like
zonked out.
trying to hang on. It was like,
Yeah,
oh.
he was
You
snoring.
have
It was crazy.
no idea what kind of week I had just finished.
And then
Here's
he
the thing.
carried a gun. He carried a gun onto the airlines, and now he's got to give a fine to the TSA.
Yeah,
I think.
paid
I
it.
think he's. Are you going to pay that fine, or have you paid it already?
Yeah, I had to pay it. Yeah.
Ah. But you'll never see
Wow.
your gun again.
No, that's
actually,
gone.
actually, it's since I have a nice clean slate, the officers
You did.
did tell, yeah, I did have one. The officers had mentioned to me that I can file for the paperwork for them to return it to me after 6 months.
And do you know when they turned away from that phone call, they were like, yeah, you can file.
No,
Yeah, pretty
no.
much.
That was what the officers said in the interview room.
Yeah,
they
he
said
went.
this is. I did not actually even ask about it if I was going to get it back. They volunteered that information.
And was this a pearl-handled kind of thing?
No, it wasn't. It was not one of those cocaine cowboy guns. No, it wasn't.
That would have been really epic if it was, though. I mean,
No. It was just
like
my,
a Dirty Harry Magnum. If you would have
Or a
Do you
put
little
feel
tiny-
lucky, punk?
or a
But, you know,
little lady.
well, when I fly, I feel lucky.
You know, you laugh about this, but funny as it is, one of the officers that was actually there
Was laughing
talking
his
to
ass
me,
off too.
You know, he was just like, you should come down to our range. We do tournaments and competitions, and everybody was more than very cool about it.
I hate to tell you.
What is your race, Alan?
Hold on. I hate to tell Alan though, real
Now,
quick, Nancy.
folks.
I hate to tell Alan that he does not look like a terrorist, and that's the reason that nobody took it serious. And they were like, "Oh, this guy here, come on."
Right.
Look at that face.
Like pharmacist, right?
It's like, what are you talking about? I am not going.
See,
to
why
be
do you have to
going
go there? Why do they immediately have to be the voice you make when I say terrorist on the air? Why do you have to go there? Why do you have to offend 5% of our audience?
I don't think it offended 5% of the audience, because that 5% that's listening to this show, it must be an extremely moderate of whatever.
Yeah, but it offends the bad imitation people.
That's true too. That's the other 5%.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, fine. You're right.
So
Okay,
that's 10% you're upsetting now, Mr.
I
Other Guy.
apologize. I just can't win today. I just really
poor guy.
can't.
And this is why he is the other guy.
I'm the other guy today. All right. No, but seriously, they were more than cordial with me. They were like, listen, you're not the only person this happens to. Actually, I have a news article that says that there were over 2,500 incidents just like mine last year.
I read that too. I was going to send it to Angel, actually.
Was that the one in USA Today?
Yeah, I read it too.
That was her trying to make you feel better by sending me that. Keep your head up, other guy. It's going to be okay. A lot of people make this
these
stupid
things
mistake. Yeah.
Tonight, you guys, when you throw us off the air,
Yes.
who are you replacing us with?
Well, we have another packed house in the second hour. We're going to have Chris Brown joining us. That's right, Mr. Chris Brown, good friend. And Tim Schwartz is going to join also the show here in the second hour, along with Mr. UFO Timothy Beckley.
Well, tell them all hello. And also,
Oh, boy.
Chris, I believe, Chris is partially organizing the McMinnville conference. So
I believe he is, yeah.
Yeah, you might want to. Yeah, because conferences are becoming quite the big deal, supposedly. Alan, have you noticed a diminishment of conferences of all kinds in the last year, or not?
Has Angel told you my background and history?
No.
No, really.
No, but
Why would she ask that question if she didn't know, Mr. Other Guy?
No, but I thought you went from city to city and did something fun like conferences. I just assumed.
Yes. Yeah, no. That's it. Angel and I have been going back and forth, actually, funny as it is, about doing a conference. And
a big one in ufology.
A nice, heavy ufology conference.
That's the way to heartbreak, big heartbreak. I feel so sorry for you and your wallet.
Really?
Yeah, we did one. We did two with Jeremy Vaney. Yes, we did.
Yeah, my formula is a little bit different.
See, here's the thing, though, Nancy. Here's the thing, Nancy Birnes. This man here, here's the thing. Yeah, that too. But he actually put together a very, very good conference a few years ago, and for whatever reason, it just did not materialize because of certain issues. But the thing was pretty much ready to go, right, Alan? I mean,
yes, it was.
And this thing was like heavily. Yeah, I mean, this thing was really well put together. It really was.
If you talk to Alejandro, I believe the conference businesses for UFOs is, in fact, picking up.
I agree, but, I think that this is the time where my biggest issue about the current UFO conferences is that I don't think they're, let me phrase this right, strategically placed in locations in the country where you have the more densely populated areas that people that are normal mainstream people would have the opportunity to go to it.
Well, do you want to bring out your swamp voice at this point?
The swamp voice?
Yeah, the Alabama voice.
Yeah, I could do that.
I just feel that's part of the next phase.
I think I get that reference that she's making, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're slodging through,
No. No. I'm saying, like, you want to have a major conference in New York, Chicago. You don't want to have it in the middle of Arizona, where only certain people who have the disposable income and are secure in the industry and in the environment coming out to it. We want to attract more of the mainstream people that are watching this stuff on TV, but would love the opportunity to interact with the people that they've seen on TV, heard about, or listened to on net radio or regular radio. They want to, you want to be in the. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Tim Beckley, back in the day, put on the very biggest, I think, that ever were in the New York area.
And
yeah, it's true. He had the biggest in New York. Definitely.
No, they were the biggest in the day. They were thousands and thousands.
Right, you have to ask Tim Beckley about it, because he would be the expert on that.
I mean, I've run conventions before. I've been in the background of organizing conventions, everything from hotel contract negotiations to celebrity acquisition to vendor rooms and vendor acquisition. So I've run the whole gambit of running events, and I think right now, actually, it really is prime time between what's on TV and the radio shows and the audio and all the downloads and YouTube. I think, honestly, that having it in a larger, densely populated area, as opposed to where, like, the UFO Congress is in the middle of, in my opinion, nowhere. Too many people need to fly to it to get to it. I want to have something in a city or two or three in year one, where you have such a big enough population density. If you get just, even as I say with the UFO phenomenon, 1% of 1% of 1%, you still got 3,000 or 4,000 people showing up.
Yeah, but the only problem with that is that the facilities are so expensive in the big cities. I mean, I went through this with Jeremy Vaney. Well, we went through it with Jeremy Vaney. That's why we bumped over to Hoboken.
Here's the thing, though, Bill. It depends on who you know, and this man here actually has amazing connections for this thing. I mean, Bill, he really does.
Bill, I could get Bill. No joke, no lie. I actually have 3 different hotels that are begging me to bring them events and business.
Wow.
No joke. And they're in major cities. I have one in Orlando. I have one in Philadelphia. I have one in Chicago. And I now am talking back and forth with one in the New York, in the 5 boroughs, not where you got to land into like Teterboro, as opposed to JFK or Newark or LaGuardia, and then travel God knows how long to get to.
The closest airport to Manhattan is Newark Airport.
Correct.
Not JFK and not LaGuardia.
You're right.
Newark is really a handy airport. When I have to fly out of New York, I would always fly out of Newark as opposed to LaGuardia, which is like Atlantic City and JFK. Unless you're doing a red-eye flight where you have to be there early in the morning, then really you only have JFK as your choice.
Well, here's just a slight example of how I deal with an event. I have a particular hotel just outside of New York that is willing to give me 28,000 square feet of event space for doing the convention. What they want in return is not paying for the event space. They want me to give them X amount of room nights across the event in trade.
Mm-hmm.
So
you have to get people to sign up.
It's basically a guarantee of a certain amount of rooms.
Correct.
Right, which means that...
And I've done it before with other conventions. So
right.
I was asked to put on a convention in the Yucatan. What do you think of that?
You're still on the line. Hey there, Swagger.
In the Yucatan Peninsula?
Yep.
Now, here's the mathematical questions you got to figure out. Where would it be? And are you trying to draw people from around the world to come to it, or are you trying to draw from the local populace?
Not the local populace, no. It'd be conference for ancient mystery, stuff like that. Probably near to the Pyramid of Kukulkan, around that region.
Beautiful area. The problem is do they have halfway decent hotels to support that type of an event? Would be question number one. And do they have... And the question is how cost effective is it going to be for the normal person to make it as opposed to people that are in the community?
Yeah, I think you would have to probably gear it up for the solstice event where there's going to be high traffic of people there anyway. So at least
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah, at least if you did come for the conference, then you could also get the equinox events and see the temples and the pyramids and stuff. So it would be like a fun package. You couldn't do it. I don't think you would just get the traffic to come there. I've asked to be involved with something. A very prominent author asked me to do something. I might do that. Funny enough, I'm glad you guys are talking about conferences. You guys in America have a conference culture. And in England, it's just not there. I mean, you guys...
yes and no. For the pop culture environment, yes.
Don't they have like Doctor Who conferences
they
out
have
there in Europe?
All the Jason Joyner. Jason Joyner, who lives out in London, he runs the big media pop show that's in just outside of the airport. Oh, what is that? What is that conference center? The convention center. There's also he also runs a smaller event outside of just actually inside Edinburgh. There is a convention culture
it's there, but it's not EU, like America.
No. Germany is very big on conventions as well.
I mean, I think the part of the problem is we're miserable in Britain and Ireland. We don't want to pay for anything.
That's true.
We're so heavily taxed.
And the weather. Everybody thinks the weather is maybe bad.
We're taxed on our taxes over here, and it's. You see, you guys. I'm coming to the Paradigm Symposium. I'm flying to Minnesota this year. I'm being asked to join the conference over there, and great to be a part of that. It's my first time in America as well.
Really?
But, yeah, and it's fine. I mean, you guys throw a couple of $100 for a conference weekend, and it depends how big it is, obviously.
Right.
But people do that regularly in America. There's a conference every major conference every month. I'm talking about the UFO genre, the ancient mysteries, ancient history, stuff like that. And sometimes it all merges into one. But,
but the problem is the conference itself might be $200 for the speaking side of it and the vendor side of it. The problem is it's in such a destination that normally doesn't have a local populace to have attendees join in.
That's right.
That people are flying and spending $300 on a round trip. Plus they're spending $129 on a hotel per night minimum, to say the least. Plus, because of the way it's arranged, they're actually stuck in the hotel, dining on the hotel food. And I love those $14 hamburgers that really taste like Burger King. It's so cost prohibitive for the non-die-hard participant to attend.
I see where you're coming from.
My vision is to make it a lot more cost effective and a lot more mainstream, so that those people that might be channel surfing and watching the Ancient Aliens or the UFO Files or reruns of UFO Hunters.
There you go. Good job.
Got to give it to you, Bill. You had a great series. Hopefully, somewhere down the line, we're going to see you on TV again. You
will. Starting in March. Through May, I'm going to be on the Science Channel on the NASA Unexplained Files.
Really? I'm looking forward to that.
I'll be on 8 episodes of NASA Unexplained Files on Science Channel.
Excellent. By the way, can I just interrupt and go on a side tangent here with you, Bill? Bill, what did you think of the ISS shutting down their video feed when something large and not a meteor came over the horizon? That happened just like a week and a half ago.
Everybody does that. I mean, if you can't figure out, look at what happened in New York. It's the same thing.
Yeah, but it's rarely so obvious.
Yeah, this was really, really like, it's like,
right.
We're going to change the view really quick right now. There's nothing to see. I'm expecting
nothing to see here.
Nothing
keep moving on. Yeah.
This is not the Death Star you were looking for. I'm just like, really?
It's the Death Star 2.
Well, they have done that. No, they have done that a lot. They've done that with obviously last week, but they also did it with a lot of radio transmissions. I mean, if you. You will hear an astronaut say something about an object, and you'll hear the flight controller say, no, we have to switch to the other frequency.
It's ridiculous.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus, that's it. That's the code word, Santa Claus. I still wish that someone, and I'm sure they did it already, I wish someone would really actually chase down and try and dock with the Black Knight and see what that thing is really about.
I've been on it. It's not all it's cracked up to be. The controls are terrible. The buttons are really. The buttons.
He
are
has
really
that kind of
Is
swagger,
the
other
inside
guy.
bigger than the outside? That's what I want to know.
The buttons are really clumsy.
Oh, that's a
on it.
great
one
question.
better.
Oh,
It's
that's
the Black
like
Knight.
a Doctor Who moment.
That's a Doctor Who reference right there.
No,
Nancy. Hold on, 5 points for Nancy for the Doctor Who reference. Good job,
Excellent.
Nancy.
Wait, I'll do one better. He was on the Black Knight, he cut himself, so it's only a flesh wound.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that.
Hey, I
So
interviewed,
there.
Hey, Alan, have you
Yeah.
ever seen Serenity or Firefly?
Oh, sure, yeah, I know some of the
Yeah,
cast.
he's a big fanboy of those. Yeah, he knows
Tell
cast
Angel
members.
he has to repay the favor. I finally looked at Doctor Who. He's got to look at those two. Firefly, the best.
Oh, yeah.
See, we just got Nancy here into Doctor Who, Alan. She's now
took
she's
you
a
long
full-fledged
I
she's
know.
a full-fledged Whovian now.
Well,
Excellent.
it's. I mean, compared to the crap we've been watching, there's really been some bad ones. I mean, I'll watch any movie that says time travel on it. I don't care how bad. I will
Okay, hold
watch
on. You want to go bad? Let's go Time Bandits.
Time Bandits is good.
That was a brilliant movie. I want to see another Bill and Ted. I hear they're working on it.
No. Time Bandits
don't wanna
with the
see
little
that,
with the little
honestly.
guys.
I got a funny
The
story.
midgets. Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
good movie.
Without
And
luck,
then-
they're going to end up rebooting Bill and Ted with like 2 chicks.
But
I got
I
a funny
can't
story.
I got a funny
guys.
story I got to tell you about Time Machine
All right.
or Time Bandits. I was when that movie was released, there was a billboard on the side of the wall, and I was asking somebody for the nearest bank machine, and I looked at the poster as I said it to him, and I asked him where the nearest time machine was. And I didn't realize I said it, and
Wow.
they just looked at me as
And
if
that's
I
how. That's
And
how
you
the-
could actually pass off as
And
the
that would
doctor.
be so funny if the person
John-
actually said, no, it's down there.
Did you misplace your TARDIS, Doctor? That would have been a good answer for you.
No. I know someone that does this as a practical joke, and he has people filming. He'll run into a Starbucks and say, "Can anybody tell me what year it is?" And then when they tell him the year, he's like, "Yoo-hoo! I did it!" And he runs out.
See, it's John.
I am
Tudor.
trying that tomorrow. I'm going to try that.
I'm sorry. That's
on a more serious note, I interviewed Peter Lavenda this evening for my show. That was one of my earlier
Nice.
shows.
Oh, no kidding. How did that
Really
go?
good interview. Really good interview. Man, he's so knowledgeable. He's prolific, man.
excellent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I went on the tangent there, but I actually, Bill, Nancy, I want to talk to you guys actually, and Angel will vouch for this. I really am looking towards doing something in the extremely near future about a UFO conventions in larger metropolitan areas where the normal street walking, not escort, but the street walking, the normal person in the street that watches
Yeah, he
the
likes
shows on
streetwalkers.
TV.
That's what he
Street
said.
walking would get
person
you
in
into
the
the convention.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the extra bonus room. No, but where the normal mainstream people that don't normally get to interact with us can actually attend, ask questions at the podium, ask questions to the podium and things like that. Because and you tell me, you guys have been around. Is there anything that really caters to the mainstream, not the hardcore people that are in the ufology community? Every single big UFO convention is all about the people that are already in the community. There is no replenishing of the fan base and those that are getting involved.
Well,
and
let me ask you the big tough question that will
Sure.
burn you out sooner than any other question.
Go
How
ahead.
do you handle the fact that some of the biggest frauds in our business are also the biggest crowd pleasers? So they bring
And
the
names.
most. They put
Yeah.
the most people in the seats.
Well, Nancy, this is the whole argument I've made over and over again. Some of the biggest charlatans and criminals in history have been the most charismatic people around. I mean, let's face it.
yeah, but as a
Castro was very
sociopath.
charismatic.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a great question. It's sociopath 101.
It is.
what do you mean?
Most sociopaths, whether you realize
Yeah, but how do you, as a convention organizer, deal with this? Do you book
Oh,
them?
real easy. Oh, yeah, you book them and let
Yeah.
people rip them to shreds.
They never do. They never do. You'll see admiring. It's like a cult mentality. The bigger the fraud, I'm telling you, the more they lock the doors. They're the ones that fill every seat in the auditorium where people are all falling out behind they can't fit in the room. And Stanton
true.
Friedman used to say, "I'm Stanton Friedman. I'm out here. I've got all these books." and they're all going past him. It's always they glance at
and
his,
it's always the new agey hoaxer too. Like
well, we're not
guy.
naming names because we're such a nice group, but we are on a network in which we could name names if we wanted. Because
I understand your concern. Yeah. Obviously, it is up to the organizer of the event to pick and choose who is actually a speaking guest at the event and who's paying him to be there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, and quite frankly, your taste and your integrity, if you have any, will be the hallmark of the convention, and it will either rise or fall. And the problem is you have to figure out, if you're trying to count some dollars, how are you going to fill the seats?
Well, if you have
with people you don't like.
Well, it's not okay. You're looking
that.
At
I see where Nancy's going. I see where you're going with this, Nancy.
And I'm trying to respond to it, and I understand what you're saying. My thing is that I want to see a panel of like 4 or 5 people that are, some people have faith in what they say and some people that they don't, and let them all hash it out amongst each other. I'd love to see that happen, not on a radio show. I'd like to see it happen face to face, and I know I would sure as hell pay to see that happen.
Well, Bill
that would be actually
a
great idea.
One recently.
Have a debate.
Yeah,
I mean, it's the unscripted and uncensored ufology conference.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, we had one of those we had one of those in Brooklyn with I forget his name. It was the Evolver conference. And that's exactly what we had.
No,
and
Evolver is that's a whole different animal.
It was pinchback.
It's also up to the attendee to separate facts
is that
from
the one where she got up and walked out?
No, that was a MUFON conference here in the Philadelphia area.
Ah, yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think there's going to be a lot of folks in ufology or the paranormal who are, hoaxing stuff out there. They're going to be willing to participate in something like this because they don't want to get destroyed in public. They don't want people to to debunk them publicly. So they stay away from these kind of things.
No, Angel. I'm saying just the opposite. I'm saying the world's biggest hoaxers are the ones that fill the convention seats.
No, but I completely agree 100%. I'm not denying what you're saying, Nancy.
Here's an example. I'm going
look, if you're putting a convention like with let's just drop some names here, Michael Horn and Billy Myers stuff. People are going to flock out to this thing. I mean, because that's a big name. People know what he's about, and people are going to go see what they're putting on. But I understand what you're saying, Nancy. How me or Alan or anybody else who are not in favor of what they're putting out there or don't agree with what they're putting out there, how are we going to deal with them being at the convention or us promoting that?
Yeah, because on the air, you two sound very level-headed. It's sort of like you will ask the hard questions.
Oh yeah, absolutely, in a heartbeat.
Yeah. But
see, if I was putting together a convention, I'll start getting guests that I do think has some validity to their work. Like I would get, for example, Dr. Michael Heiser. I would bring Travis Walton in on one of these things.
James Swagger.
He's I was going to get to that. I was going to get to him also.
I would so much listen.
Bill Birnes obviously would be there. Nancy Birnes would be there. I mean,
I would skip Bill Birnes and listen to James because I've heard Bill before. So
yeah, but see, the world loves Bill Birnes, Nancy. You don't understand. The world
I think,
loves to hear this
James,
man.
you should put together a conference on the Isle of Arran. That's what I think.
Yes, I agree with that. Whatever he said.
I would, and you know what? I've been deliberating doing something in London, and I know exactly what Alan's talking about.
I have the event space for you there if you need it.
It's the numbers game, but I'd love to do it in Ireland, but the people just aren't here. I mean, even if the people are here, the ones that are into this, it's just the numbers are incredibly small. People don't get how small Ireland is. I mean, the whole island has a population of 5 million. Most of that is in Dublin and Belfast.
Right.
The rest of the country is empty. It's like farming. It's like the island hasn't been inhabited.
There's not a big enough population density surrounding Dublin or
and to come back to what I said,
right.
To come back to what I said about London, even putting on a conference in London, I know people and they don't sell out. I mean, they don't want to pay more than 20 quid for the day. I mean,
plus,
you're right.
London is so.
And guess what?
London
20 quid. I'll tell you,
but
20
London
quid a day
is so expensive. It's unbelievable how expensive London is.
You're right.
Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. But here's the thing, Alan. If I was in America, right, and I went to a conference for $250 for a weekend ticket,
it would never be that much. Are you
even
kidding
if
me? It would never.
For $200, I wouldn't hesitate. I wouldn't hesitate to spend that money if they were having the people that I wanted. If I had 8 people there or 6 people that I wanted to see, I wouldn't care about that $200. I just throw it away and it's done. I'd be there. That's me. I understand I'm in a different
and you're
bracket
in a
than most.
financial situation where you have the luxury of doing that. But
Not
there are a lot of
really.
people that
Not
aren't.
really.
I want to have it. I want to have a 3-day pass being $100, gives you access to all the speaking engagements that are there, as well as the vendor's room, as well as the autograph times that all the speakers that are pimping their books or whatnot will have access to. There'll be other
the problem
functions.
is, at $100, you're losing money on every participant.
Not the way I run business.
On every
Angel can
attendee.
attest to that. Not the way I do things, and Angel can attest to that.
I definitely can.
Wow.
Okay.
I've seen him in action. I'm not kidding. I mean, he could definitely put together an amazing event. I'm
Wow.
telling you, if the event that he had going a few years ago would have gone off, it would have been probably one of the biggest events in ufology, period. It would have been. He had a great timing. I was going to say great timing for it, too. Go ahead, Alan. Tell him.
What I had was I actually had it. I had a UFO event convention I was trying to organize and put together, and it actually coincided with the weekend of the last shuttle launch. And it was in Florida, and you can actually see the launch pad from the hotel.
Right.
Oh, sure.
Exactly.
Well,
See what I'm saying?
yeah, but see, there's the whole point. That is the added, that's
Attraction.
the value add. That's the value add.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And my goal is to try and have a value add for free at each of the events that I would try and do. Like Chicago. Obviously, we all know about the incident at the Chicago airport.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
We have it. We try and have
Well,
it
I
at
can
the
tell
same
you for
weekend
sure.
anniversary.
The most populous one we've ever been to was the one in Pennsylvania when there was a big flap. Literally, the skies were cluttered with UFO sightings, and it had invigorated just the population. And this was at a local community college, and people found their way to it because the community itself was being under attack almost.
And how long ago was this, and how many attendees would you say showed up?
Well, the space that held it, they had to turn people away. They had to turn people away for 2 days. So it never, the amount of people who wanted to come to this,
It was
they
about
just couldn't get it.
it was about 700. It was in Bucks County at the community college, and it coincided.
Oh, sure, in Penn Salem. Sure.
Right, and it coincided with the aftermath of the UFO flap over Bucks County, but it also coincided with our broadcast of that UFO flap on UFO Hunters.
Right.
Okay, what year was this?
So you had a double. There were people who actually were experiencers from the flap, and those who all saw the
and not
flap
only that,
on the show.
But during the show, when Bill was talking, one person after another got up, and they had not reported that they had also seen it. That's why they came to this conference. They came to this conference very deliberately to try to get their voices heard as well. So it was the first time I ever saw a groundswell, and you're on to something, Alan, when you talk about that. Might I suggest a very elaborate, very big ledger book, and that you get people to somehow or another sign their names and their dates of their sighting or some such thing. Put it on record somehow. If you attend, you can get your sighting on record. We need a central database of this. Since the security systems of the world are already making the database, the guys who spy on us, I can only tell you during my tenure, my email is just stacked with stuff that has never seen the light of day. People really need to, be able to do reporting of what they've seen. And I think, you're totally right about that.
I think my whole thing is that my goal is to put this into, what my plans are, which I would love for everybody that's actually on this show. I'd love to discuss this offline so the attendees and actually the listeners don't hear all the secret sauce that I'm envisioning.
I hope you're going to include multimedia. That's what I hope. That you're
Yeah,
going to have
and I hope.
I'm sorry, was that a trick question? Really?
No.
Yes, of course it's going to include
Not just lectures. You get
Oh
tired.
God, no.
No, but see, one thing you can do is this. This is what this really is what happened at the Bucks County Convention. in 2009 or 2010, but it was an idea, but it gave me an idea. If you had the point of the conference for everybody who has a UFO video, do it like the Great American UFO Videos. They have a video, and they come to the conference to show the video, and there are breakout sessions where people talk about the certain kind of videos and talk about the sightings. So it's a participatory conference. Yes, you have speakers. Yes, you have tables. Yes, you have certain kinds of events, but you also focus it on the people bringing their videos and sightings.
Yeah,
and
you
would
know
have
what?
an astound.
You know what I would just add really fast. In my experience, if you could sell people half hour of Bill's time quietly, that you could promise that you could sit for half hour and talk to him, you'd be able to sell that. I mean,
would be rich, Nancy.
Thank you.
Rich.
Seriously, because people just line up and then somebody else shuffles Bill away, and people would love to talk because Bill has seen some stuff and can put. And I think it's the same thing with
and Bill
James.
is great. I mean, Bill won't remember it, but I've met Bill in person, and great person to talk with.
When?
When was this? Because you're right, I don't remember it.
Yeah, you've mentioned it twice, and neither time they remembered. So.
Yeah, I know.
Say it again.
Bill, I met you at Jason and Grant's event that they had in the Northeast, at the Haunted Massive Hotel. Was it the Washington?
Yeah. Oh, God, Bill loved that so much.
You mean the Ghost Hunter thing?
Yeah. I met you up there. We actually sat in the lobby on the sofa at a really odd hour. We were talking. Jason and Grant came over. They were talking with us as well. We were all hanging out and just joking around and joshing around.
Okay, yeah, I remember that conference. Yeah, it was talk about a well-attended conference.
Oh, yeah, it was
incredible.
It was a really, really great attendance.
Alan, did you set that one up?
No, I did not. I actually went up there to go talk to them about doing. It was their first event, and it was before the TAPSCon event that they did in Florida. I had actually met with was it before or after TAPSCon? I think it actually might have been. No, it was before TAPSCon. I think. I don't know. I lose track after a while. But
there have been quite a few controversies during that era. There was a guy kind of, I can't remember, but anyway, the ghost hunter type people were befriending us and asking us to shed us flashlight on this terrible controversy. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It was probably famous in the ghost world,
orbs.
No, it was conferences or some. I don't remember. But Bill came back from that one and was just raving at how gorgeous it was and how well organized it was, so forth and so on.
Yeah, there was an incident with the people that were organizing TAPSCon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that's way off.
Yeah. It was a great event, but it sort of fell up. Well, I don't know if I should discuss this on air or not.
No. By the way, we're at the end of the hour, and we have folks coming in a little bit. And, I just want to say something real quick, Nancy and Bill, since we have you on the line. Nancy will be very proud of me. I'm actually on TweetDeck. I've been on it for the last hour and a half. Been using it. And I must say, hold on. We've gotten a couple of tweets here I want to go over real quick. By the way, if you guys want to follow along, you could do that at hashtag DMChat. That's our new hashtag for the Dark Matter Radio Network. Again, it's hashtag DMChat. And, of course,
it's a little easier to remember.
It is, and a lot smaller, so it's easier when you're putting stuff on Twitter because, limited characters.
More.
And of course, hashtag PSN Radio. And a couple of tweets here came in, Alan, about you. Okay. Here we go. Here's one. Let's see. Wow. Get it done, Alan.
Thank you. I'm really interested in doing this. It's been twirling around my head for a couple of months right now. I'm just brushing some other projects off my plate in order to actually take a significant time trying to put this together. And I'm assuming that everybody on this conference right now would be happy to be participants and be involved in some way.
No.
Okay, fine.
Just saying.
Hold on. There's another one here I want to go over real quick. All right. Another tweet about Alan. Alan sounds gangsta.
Gangsta.
Alan sounds a little bit professional about this and a little bit more analytical about it because I want to do it and I've done it in the past and I can cookie cutter this.
But you're doing it in a gangster way.
Gangster way?
It's a compliment.
But don't do it in Brooklyn. Do it in Queens.
That's gangster.
Actually, funny as it is, there's a casino in Queens that actually has hotel rooms that actually has the square footage to do it. That's one place. The problem is I don't think they have enough parking spaces, which is why I'm looking at a hotel just outside of Newark Airport.
Well, we got to keep some secrets.
Yes. I know that area, yes.
Yeah, that would be hard that would be hard for me to resist, but mostly I've sworn off of them. I've had some really bad experiences. Yeah.
What, some of these events?
You have to make sure on a venue like that, because if it's in the Newark Airport complex, you can get to it it's not, because you can get to it by PATH, by New Jersey Transit, by bus, by Amtrak.
Right.
That's the important thing.
Sure
if you're going to do it in New Jersey, it's got to be near some kind of a hub. So if it's near Newark Airport...
The problem is doing it inside the Newark Airport Hotel is that it's a union facility, so there are union fees for the labor there.
You really are an insider.
Yeah, he is. Yeah. He is a conference insider. Guys, we got to go. We got to go commercial break.
Don't forget to ask Tim Beckley about this because he's your man.
Yeah, Tim Beckley is the guy who knows.
Yeah.
I mean,
besides you, Tim Beckley.
Yeah.
Well, he might know about the UFO side, but the other types of conventions,
you and Tim should get together.
Maybe.
He's very entrepreneurial.
Yes, he is. Well, guys, we're going to be right back on the other side with Timothy Beckley, Mr. UFO himself, and Tim Schwartz. And, of course, he is from Conspiracy Journal. And our good friend Chris Brown is also joining us. And they've been waiting in the wings very, very patiently. So let's say goodnight to Bill. Say goodnight to Nancy.
Guys, thanks for talking with us. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you, guys.
Unless you want to stay around for another hour and join and have seven people on.
No, just
Bill wants to run away screaming. It's past his bedtime.
Enjoy Tim Schwartz, but talk to Tim Beckley. That's the thing.
Definitely.
Yeah,
good night.
Definitely.
Mr. Swagger, thank you for calling in on this first hour. You're the man. Appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Nice to be here.
All right,
bye, Jimmy.
We're gonna take a trip out.
Bye, Bill. Bye, Nancy.
Bye.
I love these people right here. These are awesome people. Thank you for joining us in the first hour here on Skywatchers Radio. This is the Dark Matter Radio Network and PSN Radio, and you are listening live the 10 p.m. hour to midnight.
From now on.
Here we go.
Thing with telling people about it, and then if you're a good person, you get to be and you stay there. You get to be a collectible person. I can't do collectibles until after 3 months. I think you have to kind of earn it. So
I've earned that myself on there, but
can I sell my soul on Amazon?
Actually, you can.
If you could package it.
Yeah, you can.
If you could package it, you could sell it. That's the whole. Look at Kardashian, Kim
Kardashian. It needs
Kardashian.
to be bubble wrapped. You have to bubble wrap it.
She's bubble wrapped her own self.
No, that's just extra. That's extra padding. That's not bubble wrap. That's just extremely.
But it's lovely
extremely
padding.
Extra padding.
Lovely padding, though. It is. Now, we're going to get Bill on the line, by the way, because we're going to have a full house now here on the first hour of the show. And in the second hour, when we say goodbye to everybody here, except for the other guy, he's kind of stuck.
I'm here, the other guy. Yeah, well, yeah. Bill seems to have referred to me as the other guy. So
that's it. You're the other guy. That's it.
That's what
on the website. I'm changing it. I'm changing it on the website too. The other guy.
I'm going to be really upset if you do, man.
That's happening, dude. You better get used to it. It's happening.
Totally.
I'm gonna print T-shirts that says the Jackal Angel Espino is live on the Dark Matter Radio Network with a co-host, the other guy.
Right, and if you were to have fans, have you guys come up with a good name for your fan base?
Well, see, we've been kicking that around, actually, Nancy. It's funny you bring that up.
I think fans of the a-hole.
Well, that's a good one. I like that, actually.
For 12-year-olds only.
A-hole nuts. I don't know.
12-year-old boys. I suggested sky balls because I think balls are so important right now with deflate gate and stuff. You say balls?
Yeah, no, I agree.
What about swaggerites?
The
Swaggerites?
He has the swaggerites. Now I was thinking about sky nuts.
Sky nuts is nice. What was this?
Put your nuts in the sky.
Yeah.
Sounds like Terminator.
Sky nuts, yeah.
I want to review it, and I want to know about it, and that's me. That's who I am. I started that off. I'm an author as well, and I want to review other people's work, and I like that. I do it anyway. I want to read these books anyway. So, that's the precedent I set for myself, or what the premise of what I wanted to do, and I've continued with that. The only thing is now it is for the public too, and I read about a few more things that the public want to know about, and I do other shows that I wouldn't normally do, but that's fine. I mean, last year and the year before was 100 shows each year. I mean, this year the target is 15 shows a month, so it's going to be something like 180 shows for me this year. But yeah. Ambitious,
That's crazy. He's a dedicated dude. Let me tell you about, who else is very dedicated? The lady who just joined us here on the call, Miss Nancy Birnes herself, was getting her headset ready there. How you doing, Nancy?
Yeah, and I'm an Aquarius. So what is that?
Oh, there you go. Aquarius, Cancer, Capricorn. Alan, what are you?
I'm an Aries.
Ooh.
And Bill's a Scorpio.
Let's get Bill on the line. I'm going to call him.
So what does an Aquarius person, any ambition there?
Aquarians are again totally different. I mean, wow, you're going out with a water sign as well. I'm in an air sign water sign relationship too. So my father's Aquarius, but Nancy, so I know Aquarians well. But Aquarians are very, very logical. They are the bearers of humanity as well. That's what I call them, the water sign. They bear the waters of humanity. But very, very logical. Different way of going to business. Are
you still working in acoustics?
Sure, my book is hopefully out this month. I've been waiting on Amazon to get their act together with a self-publishing deal. So, that's coming out this month. And
good luck with that. Amazon is a tough one, man. Let me tell you.
Well, thanks to you, Angel, I have sold my 4th item
Nice.
And I haven't put any effort in it except just listing them quickly.
That's all it takes. Just put them up there, and people will find them.
I'm gonna start doing this whole thing.
I had a caffeine yesterday. I did have a lot of tea though, but I haven't even had time to go get extra.
Are you
coffee.
spiking your tea? Because Jesus, you have a lot of stamina, dude.
Stamina is, funny you say that.
Radio
that's
for
a cancer thing. I'm a Cancer star sign, as you know. I'm an astrologer as well, but Cancers do have stamina. They just have a target, and they're driven by success. If you want to look at it in a practical sense, Cancers are driven by success, and they will out-achieve somebody else. Capricorns, they'll outwork somebody in a diligence way. But the Cancers were very extreme. They want to succeed in what their target is, whatever it is they want to do, and they will do that. And everything else is irrelevant. The stamina is irrelevant. What you have to do that is irrelevant. It's just noise in the background. It's like the achievement. So they're driven by success. So my success is to achieve 2 shows. I've took on a big project this year, guys. I'm doing 15 shows a month. I'm already after doing 18, and I have 5 to go. I'm over my target only because of the bookings.
Would this count in this craziness of a thing you're doing? Would this show count kind of? Because it's kind of like doing a show. This is kind of like a show, right? Right,
well,
guys?
no, this is a friendly chat, Angel.
That's what this is. That's what we do here on Skywatchers Radio. We have friendly chats.
I wouldn't calculate myself being on other shows. I don't even calculate. And that's not in calculating my TV interviews that I did either.
That's true. No, but
really?
See, this shows the kind of
see?
swag we have. He's doing this for us, and that even counting it.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
And we do appreciate it. We really do appreciate it.
No, it's amazing the amount of shows that he does. Seriously.
And it's your full-time thing at this point in your life, isn't it?
Well, it is, and the thing is, last year I did 100 shows. The year before that I did 100 shows. And I set myself a genre. I said, I want to be a show where I read books and review them. I'm not doing the show for the public. Because if I do that, I'm at the mercy of the public, okay? And it is for the public in the end of the day. It became that, but that wasn't why I started. I wanted to do a show because I want to read a book. I think there's somebody about Left Castle. I even looked it up not too long ago. Do you know Barry Fitzgerald?
The name sounds familiar. I'm trying to figure out where I know him the name from. How would I know the name?
He probably does Ghost Hunters, or in Ghost Hunters International.
Oh, yeah. He works with Rob Demarest. Yeah.
I know.
It
was that's where I heard of Left Castle through him. So, What is it about Left Castle then? It's got a history to it?
Oh, it's got more than a history to it. They've got photo, video, and audio of some strange stuff there. You know, like I always say, we might not be able to define what a ghost is, but we can record the anomaly in the environment with the technology we got today.
Oh, wowzer.
Exactly.
What do you think of all this, Angel? You're a realist. You're a Capricorn. You don't like any of this, do you?
Oh, I love it. I love fiction. What do you mean? I love fiction. It's great.
You're such a realist.
Speaking of realists, we're going to have Bill and Nancy Birnes on pretty soon because they were going to join us. James, though, I love the fact that you called in, even though you said you were going to be taking a nap because you've been on radio for how many hours now?
God, I've been up since 8 this morning.
Well, you haven't been doing radio since 8 this morning. Let's not exaggerate.
Oh, no, I have been producing and doing stuff all day. And yesterday I did a 24-hour day.
Oh my goodness! Who could speak for 24 hours straight? I can't.
Well, it's not that easy. No, I actually do. I mean, I don't just do a show. I read a book. I mean, I had such a busy day. I did 2 shows yesterday. I had William Henry from Ancient Aliens, and I had Gerald Clark to talk about the Anunnaki. And Gerald Clark's book was an 11-hour audio book, which I listened to the whole thing in between. Preparing for William Henry's book as well on the Watchers. So I read 2 books yesterday and did 2 shows, believe it or not. It sounds a lot, doesn't it?
I did it. Well, we did a show last night for an hour.
Sorry, guys. One at a time. What was that?
Yeah, go ahead.
How much caffeine is swarming through your body?
I'm actually, and would you believe I ran it?
Right now we're joined by Mr. James Swagger of Capricorn Radio. How you doing, my friend?
Sorry for keeping you on the back burner there. I can't say no to you. I have to join the show, Angel. Who am I to say no to you, brother? Great.
Well,
and where are you today?
I'm in Ireland.
He's in Ireland, bro.
Yeah, I just finished.
know he's in Ireland, but are you home or are you like off at the pub? Having a pint or 2 for us.
Well, not at this time. I would be if only it's not open. It's 3 a.m. here.
Well, I'm sorry. Where we live in Florida, the pubs don't close till 4 or 6, depending on where you are.
Really? Wow.
Really?
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I know you invited
we're
us
alcoholics
over, but
here,
maybe
man.
you should be coming out over to us now.
I think he'll have more fun here. I think better weather.
Yeah. Should we ask how cold it is over there?
Oh, jeez.
Do you want? Don't start with this Fahrenheit business now. Every time I talk to the Americans,
it's okay. I've got the calculator. You can tell me.
It's close to freezing, so it would be 32 Fahrenheit.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's probably lower than that now because we got a lot of snow again today. So I'm
that makes it better.
I'm at latitude 55 here, so it's pretty cold at the moment. Like I say, I'm in the middle of nowhere. No pubs, no civilization, nothing. I got nice scenery though. I got a nice view.
Yeah. I know. I remember the photo, and I do want to take a trip out to you when it's warmer.
No,
that would be never then, because doesn't.
Actually, I want to get out there, and I want to do some ghost hunting by Lep Castle.
That I'm down for.
Would you believe? I was talking.